Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery? Why they whitewash our history? Keep dividing is their plan. All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is The Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, it's Tuesday. I get accused a whole bunch of being a Debbie Downer. I am a dark Irishman. And I am what I am, right? Like all of us who talk or write for a living, we got to be who we are. And when I think about this great, good, decent country that I've always loved, this great, good, decent country that I've always studied, this great, good, decent country, before I got into politics, I used to teach American government and American history. I adore this country, and I've said repeatedly, I worry that this country may not survive as it is right now. And it's just what I believe. It's what I'm concerned about. It's what I'm worried about. It's why I do what I do every single day. But I'm often, because I lead with that, and it impacts everything I do, right? Every day I go after Trump and my former party with everything I've got. It's why I became a Democrat, to just simply help the Democratic Party defeat what my former party is. It's why I go after my former Republican colleagues. I go after my former right-wing media colleagues every single day with everything I got. And it's also why I spend the other half of every day trying to bring people together to at least have conversations with people we disagree with, because I do believe no matter who's in the White House, this kind of forms everything I do. I believe that no matter who's in the White House, if the American people stay on this road of hate, of hating the people they disagree with, this thing won't survive. This now 250-year-old experiment in self-rule just won't survive. But let me go back to the beginning. I do get accused a lot of being, come on, Joe, I get it, but man, give me some hope, Joe. Smile, Joe. Give me something to get excited about, Joe. I hear that, and I need to do more of that. So I'm going to start this morning's show with some hope. Hope. I will, and I believe it. You know that I come from MAGA. I voted for Trump in 16. I come from his MAGA base. And every day I still engage with MAGA. I still engage with Trump supporters, hundreds of them every day, trying to have conversations with them, trying to put truth in front of them. I've been doing it for years. It's my mission. It's my cause. I want to tell you that in all the years that I've been engaging with Trump's MAGA base, these past 4 days since Trump went to war against Iran, and can we just please stop fucking around? My God, every day the past 4 days, you've got people in his administration, you've got my former Republican colleagues saying, this isn't war, this isn't war, this isn't war. And then they say, this is war, this is war, this is war. They can't even make up their minds what it is. They have no idea what they're doing. They haven't even thought about an end game. They don't even know if this is a war or not. Let me be clear. This is a war. The United States of America launched a war against Iran. You may like it, you may love it, you may support it, but have the courage of your convictions to call it what it is. Trump started a war. We started a war 4 days ago. Don't let anybody wiggle out of that. No, no, no. In the past 4 days, since Trump went to war against Iran, the amount of anger I've gotten from Trump supporters because of this, the amount of confusion I've gotten from Trump supporters because of this, the amount of disappointment I've gotten, the amount of just plain disillusionment I've gotten. The past 4 days with Trump going to war against Iran, I have never, ever, ever gotten in these past 7.5, 8 years from Donald Trump's most hardcore supporters like I've gotten these past 4 days. Not even close. You and I know Trump's a liar and a bullshitter. He doesn't give a damn about anybody but him, but his most hardcore believers don't believe that. And they've had causes over the last 7 to 8 years to be disappointed in what he's done, because he says he's going to do something, then he does the opposite, right? So it's been a difficult road. If you're a true believing Trump supporter, man, it's been a roller coaster ride to stick with him, because he's just full of such bullshit. He's got no convictions, no core. But it's this one. The fact that he started a war, the fact that he's becoming the war president. And I got a little bit of this with the Venezuela thing, and I get a little bit of it when Trump threatens Greenland, and Trump's probably going to go to war against Cuba, and you get a little bit, right, from Trump supporters. What's he doing? He was supposed to be the guy that was stopping wars, Joe. He was supposed to be the guy that was going to bring all our people home. America first. America first, Joe. This isn't America first. My God. Regime change, Joe. I've not seen it at this level. This gives me hope. What Trump's done in Iran is really messing with Trump's MAGA base. I say hope because that's a good thing. We always want Trump's MAGA base to wake up, no matter what the issue is. A lot of us thought it would be Epstein, but the truth is, right? The truth is most of Trump's base has never really ever gotten the truth about the Epstein files. But this Iran thing Man, it's in our faces every day. Fox News has to talk about it every day. It is what it is. Trump went to war. We're attacking Iran as we speak. Another quagmire potentially in the Middle East. Trump's talking about regime change. I've never seen Trump's base so frustrated and pissed off and disillusioned as I have these past 4 days. I don't know what it means. I don't know where it's going to go. But for those of us who want Trump's MAGA base to see the light, to get the religion, what I try to do every single day and every week with them, this is really good news. And you know what? It's beautifully reflected in, I'll say her name again, Marjorie Taylor Greene. There have been plenty of Trump's MAGA thought leaders who are pissed off at what Trump did, like going to war against Iran, starting a war, talking about regime change. This has pissed off a lot of the MAGA, big MAGA influencer voices. Megyn Kelly's pissed off. Tucker Carlson's pissed off. A number of the bro guys, all those bro guys who have podcasts and they have just speak a lot of stupid shit so that other bros can thump their chest, man. They didn't want Trump to start wars. That was going to be Kamala. We were told Kamala's the warmonger. All these bro podcaster guys told us. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is righteously pissed off. And I'm going to play a clip of her in a second. And I want you to hear everything Marjorie Taylor Greene says in this clip. She's on Megyn Kelly's show, because everything Marjorie says here in this about 1 minute clip is all the shit that I'm hearing every day the past 4 days from hundreds and hundreds and hundreds every day. Trump supporters. Keith, Marjorie.
He said to the New York Post today that he doesn't care about the polling. He doesn't care about what the American people think, and he may put troops on the ground. He took this is going to be a few-day war, to now it's going to be maybe 4 weeks or more. I want to say, what is happening to the man that I supported, you supported, the man that denounced what happened in Iraq, the man that said no more foreign wars, no more regime change, promised it on the campaign. J.D. Vance promised it. Tulsi Gabbard promised it. All of them promised it. And we're a year in, and we're in another fucking war, and we've got American troops being killed. I think it's time for America to rip
Keith.
the Band-Aid off.
Righteous anger there. And no matter what you think of Marjorie, that's genuine. I've been critical of Marjorie because I think it was bullshit for her to resign her seat. When you run for the House like I did and you get elected, you tell your constituents you agree to serve your 2-year term, a freaking 2-year term. She didn't even do that. That's bullshit. I get pissed at Marjorie because Marjorie in many ways is the antithesis of what I am. Marjorie is pure MAGA. No fake deal, Marjorie. She's pure America First MAGA. She's still an election denier. She's a proud white Christian nationalist. Marjorie is pure MAGA. And she's pure, right, nationalism. And doggone it, get America out of the rest of the world. I don't know that there's a stronger America First voice in this country than Marjorie. And she said it all right there. They all promised they wouldn't do that. J.D. Vance, Trump, all of them. And there's a long video record of everything Vance, Trump, and all the rest of them said before the election, promising that they wouldn't do this. They would do the opposite of this. She's right. I ain't an America first guy. I'm an I love America kind of a guy. But those MAGA supporters like Marjorie, like Tucker Carlson, like Megyn Kelly, like so many others who are pure America first, and it's America first kind of fuck the rest of the world. But that's a sizable chunk of the MAGA base. Everything Marjorie said there, I have heard in spades the last 4 days. She reflects a big, big part of this base that's mightily pissed off. Many won't verbalize how pissed off they are. They do to me every day. Will that impact how they vote? Will they vote in the midterms? Don't know. I'm not saying, I'm not promising any of that. Will they vote Democratic in November? Doubt it. I think a lot of these pissed off, disillusioned MAGA folk, I think they're just going to stay home in November. And this thing's going to build. Because here's the thing, Marjorie and that wing of MAGA, and that's a big wing of MAGA, they're pissed off, and it's only been 4 days. They're pissed off that we did this. Trump, Vance, all the rest of them were promised no wars. We're promised I'm the guy who will stop wars. We're promised I'll get us out of the Middle East. We're promised I'm bringing everybody home and we're focusing on America. They were promised regime change. Fucking A, I'm the opposite of that. Trump's the opposite of that, J.D. Vance said. They were fucking lied to. A lot of that righteous anger that Marjorie is expressing right there, and a lot of that righteous anger that I've heard over the past 4 days from Trump's voters is a real recognition, and this is real. Fuck, I've been lied to. I've been lied to. And I find that's important because I find whenever I make progress with a Trump supporter, a hardcore MAGA guy or gal, it's when you can get them to a point where they are convinced finally that they've been lied to a bunch, and not everyone and most don't get there, and most will not acknowledge that. But when a Trump supporter acknowledges that to me, a real innocent recognition that they've been lied to by Trump and by Trump's people, then and only then do some of them move. Again, final point on Marjorie, her question, what happened to the man I voted for? That question has been asked to me by Trump voters a few hundred times in the last 4 days. Joe, what happened to him? What happened to Trump? This isn't Trump. What happened to him? My answer to Marjorie, and my answer to any Trump supporter who listens to me when I'm asked that question, is nothing. This is who he's always been. Marjorie, nothing's happened to Trump. He was fucking lying to you years ago when he said Kamala's the warmonger and I'm not. He was lying to you. Nothing happened to Trump. That's who he's always been. He's a liar. He's a pathological liar. He's a con man. He's a fraud. He's a bullshitter. He has no fucking core. He has no philosophy. He doesn't give a damn about anybody but himself. He's a sociopath. He's only humanly capable of caring only about himself. Marjorie, thank you for speaking out, but man, oh man, don't ask that question. Nothing has happened to Trump. This is who he's always been. He's always been the guy who's fed everybody a bunch of bullshit. The man's got no fucking core. Nothing's happened to Trump. Trump cares about Trump. And I've defended him for that because he ain't humanly capable of caring about anybody else. He's humanly capable of caring only about himself. Nothing happened to Trump. Hey, and just one other short point I want to make here. And this is a shot at my former political party and a shot at all the right-wing media folk who just suck Trump's toes every day. Like, even some of them privately are surprised that Trump did this. And I've had a few of my former Republican colleagues in Congress privately say, I can't believe Trump hasn't gone in front of the American people and told us, told the American people why he did what he did, what the end game is, what this is all about. Joe, he hasn't even made the case to the American people. So many of my former Republican colleagues and even some of my right-wing media colleagues have said. And I laugh. First of all, Trump doesn't know why he did what he did. The people around him don't know why he did what he did. They did what he did. They did what they did. He did what he did. He went to war. And now they're trying to scramble to find a justification. Ding, ding, ding. That should be right. Red flag, red flag, red flag. They don't have an end game. They haven't even thought about the end game. But more importantly, when I hear my former colleagues say, Joey hasn't even gone in front of the American people and made the case for what he's done. Fucking A, I laugh at that. Trump, you did this, guys. Yo-ho, hey, news flash. All my former Republican colleagues. Trump's a fucking monster. You created the monster. Trump believes he can do whatever he wants. He's always believed he can do whatever he wants. Trump believes he ain't fucking accountable to anyone. Trump has always believed he's not accountable to anyone. You've all trained him to believe that. Trump went to war against Iran because he can. Because Trump knows nobody's going to stop him. Trump knows he won't be held accountable. Donald Trump knows he can do whatever he wants. And my former right-wing colleagues, Republican colleagues, Trump knows that you all are a cult. Trump knows it. Trump knows he can do whatever he wants, and Trump knows no matter what he does, you're all going to just get down on your knees and suck his toes. Trump knows that. You did that. Whenever I hear one of my former colleagues complain about Trump's acting like he's not going to be held accountable, I just fucking laugh. You did that. You told him, Trump, repeatedly these past 11 years, Republicans, you told him he can do whatever he wants. You did that. You created this unaccountable Frankenstein monster. It ain't Trump's fault. You trained him to be this way. So he thinks he can go start a war against anybody. Who's going to stop him? Who's going to raise a stink? And all these Republicans privately complaining that Trump hasn't gone in front of the American people to make the case for the war against Iran. Who's going to make him? How many of you are going to publicly say, damn it, the president needs to get in front of the American people? My God, remember, my Republican colleagues, Donald Trump doesn't have the authority to do what he just did. And not one of you, Thomas Massie, not one of you has said squat. What Donald Trump did was wrong, illegal, unconstitutional by far. But you all ain't said a thing about that. So you're going to raise a stink that he doesn't feel like he needs to come in front of the American people and say something and make the case. Fuck you, my Republican colleagues. This is on you, my Republican colleagues. This dude, this monster, this bad guy who's a fucking dictator, right? In essence, he believes he's a dictator. You all created this. So you got to live with this. And you're going to go down with him. You're to blame. Hey, just quickly, John Federman tweeted something yesterday. Keith, we got that? Federman's tweet. Just this point. Federman supports what Trump did in Iran. Every member of the U.S. Senate agrees we can't allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. I'm baffled, says Federman. How can anybody be unwilling to support what Trump did? I don't get it. How can anybody in the Senate, Federman said, not support what Trump's doing? Thanks, Keith. Again, the only point I want to make is not arguing the merits of what Trump did, because I really don't argue or debate it. It's unconstitutional and illegal. Stop. I'm not going to engage in a debate about the merits of Trump invading Iraq. He had no legal authority to do it. Stop. Next. But Federman baffled that any of his colleagues, Republican and Democrat, wouldn't support what Trump is doing. Like, how could they not? Well, John Federman, I'll give you a couple reasons. Adherence to the Constitution and the rule of law. Many of your colleagues, like what I just said, believe what Trump did is unconstitutional and illegal. John Federman, that's why a number of your colleagues have a problem with what Trump did. Adherence to the truth. Trump told us last year, after we bombed Iran's nuclear facilities, Trump told us, obliterated, done. Iran will never have a nuke, thousands of years away. Adherence to the truth. Trump told us last year that we destroyed, obliterated Iran's nuclear capability. So Trump lied to us then, John Federman, right? Many of your colleagues abide by the truth. And then finally, John Federman, many of your former colleagues, like me, believe that no matter what you think of Iran's ruling regime, bad, evil, sure, many of your former colleagues, like me, believe it's not our place to tell another sovereign nation who their leaders should be. There are plenty of leaders around the world, John Federman, I don't like. There are plenty of leaders around the world that I'd love to see replaced. But see, in a free, civilized world, we don't decide the fate of other sovereign nations. We shouldn't. Like who their leaders are going to be, who their government is going to be. We oppose regime change, John Federman, just like it wasn't our place to invade Iraq, to install a government that we thought the Iraqi people ought to have. Wasn't our place at all. That's not our place. That's not right. We don't believe the same thing here. But John Federman's just baffled. Hey, final point today. Kristi Noem is up on the Hill today, and she's testifying in front of the Senate, I believe, Judiciary Committee. I want to show you one quick exchange she had with Illinois Senator John Durbin this morning. Here's Kristi Noem in Durbin. Go ahead, Keith.
How does taking a father from a child dying of cancer qualify? Where would that be? Is that a violent crime?
I don't know what you're speaking or referencing
I'll tell you exactly what I'm speaking of. Ruben Torres, 2 weeks ago, buried his daughter Ophelia. When he was arrested at the Home Depot in Norridge, Illinois, he said to those your agents, please let me go home. My daughter is dying of cancer. I would like to be with her in her last days of her life. They said no. They arrested him and deported him for 2 weeks. Finally, he returned for a court hearing. His daughter lived to see that hearing where the court said he was treated unfairly by your agency, and she died 3 days later. I was at her memorial service. Is that really necessary? Was he a violent criminal?
Sir, we enforce the law. The laws that are passed by
What
this
law?
body and signed into statute on the process
Thanks,
for
Keith.
individuals that are
Thanks,
in this
Keith.
country illegally.
That's enough. I just want to make one point. You all know that story. We all know that story. A dad is grabbed out of a Home Depot parking lot. Shouldn't have been grabbed. Shouldn't have been detained. ICE was forced to release him because ICE engaged in lawless activity when they detained him. But the point is, he said, I've got a 3-year-old. She's dying of cancer. She's only got a few days to live. And the ICE agents, when they detained Rubin, said, fuck it, I don't care. And they grabbed him. Eventually, right, with a lawyer's help, he was able to get back home and be with his daughter 2 days before she died of cancer. The only point I want to make, and this is an important point because I believe this is why Republicans are going to get fucking smoked in November. Cruelty. Cruelty is the point. With everything Trump and his administration is doing, it's all about cruelty. Understand, I come from the right, man. Cruelty sells. Everything Trump and Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller and the rest of them are doing with these masked federal thugs on our street, it's to publicly show the cruelty, to publicly scare not just immigrants and citizens. Think about that. He's grabbed in a Home Depot parking lot. He tells the ICE agents about his daughter, and the ICE agents basically say, fuck you. I say a lot because I believe it. We need to fucking abolish ICE. And the reason I say that is because ICE is the antithesis of law enforcement. They aren't cops, okay? Defund the police was idiotic, stupid, and wrong. Abolish ICE is not defund the police because ICE is not fucking law enforcement. Americans stand by and believe in their law enforcement, in their cops. Back the blue. Rightly we do. This ain't back the blue. These guys are thugs. They're lawless. But the cruelty of those ICE agents. And then Kristi Noem here. She's an idiot. I served with her in Congress. She's an idiot. So Durbin has to tell her the story, remind her of the story, what happened to Rubin and his 3-year-old daughter who died of cancer. Dick Durbin lays it all out there for her and just asks a simple question. Was all of that necessary? And note her answer. She said, we followed the law. No acknowledgement of the story, no sympathy for what happened to Rubin and his 3-year-old daughter, no pause, no reflection, no acknowledgement that ICE did wrong, because this was a case where ICE wrongly detained him. He's in this country legally. He was wrongly detained, grabbed and detained out of a Home Depot parking lot. But utterly, Kristi Noem, utterly incapable of the humanity here. The law. Durbin then asked her, what law? She couldn't answer it. But the point is, it is the cruelty. Trump and Miller and Vance and Noem and all the rest of them, they believe the cruelty sells and will sell with the American people, not just with Trump's MAGA base. It works with Trump's MAGA base. I know that firsthand. Kristi Noem and the rest of them believe it will work with more than just that. And I'm here to tell you that it won't, because I think the question of cruelty is going to decide the November election. Do you want America to be a cruel country? Do you want our people, our government to be just fucking cruel? Yes or no? And the vast majority of the American people do not want this to be a cruel country. Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. My Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Check it out. Everything I read, write, say, feel, think about, yell about, it's all right there. Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. If you like what you see, become a subscriber. Hey, you want to put anything in front of me, please do. My email, the Social Contract with Joe Walsh, all one word, @gmail.com. Shoot me an email, good, bad, or ugly. Let me know what's on your mind. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.